Aries, welcome for your first monthly horoscope of January 2015 for you Aries, and it's going to be a month that is quite interesting for you Aries people, quite interesting. And I will be talking about not the Pluto-Uranus square. It's still on the background as usual, so it's still important for you Aries people because you're a cardinal sign. But there's something else going on as well in 2015 during the whole year, and actually especially in January, because it's stimulated by Pisces, by Mars being in Pisces, and it's about a square as well. Saturn squaring up to Neptune, and I will be using these to explain a little bit, and I will also be talking about the Mercury retrograde, which is going to be fun for you, I'm sure. And that's it. I'm not going to elaborate too much because you Aries people, I know I have a moon in Aries, and I know I'm very impatient, so I want things to go quickly. So let's get started. Maybe you're the kind of Aries who's got a lot of planets in water signs and who is actually very calm, but I don't believe that. Most of Aries people are very straightforward. And the good thing of January is the enormous amount of energy going on in your 11th house, in Aquarius. Aquarius is a fellow, it's an air sign that goes very well with fire. And the 11th house, you like that very much. It's the house of hope, it's the house of goals, making goals for the future, and it's the house of friends. And there's a huge activity. So a lot of you will be networking or meeting up with friends, or meeting up with friends they haven't seen for a long time, and the ones that you like. So I don't mean the ones that you don't like. They won't enter your life. I'm sure. But there is a Mercury retrograde. And Mercury retrograde means people from your past coming back. So it might be, as I said, friends, but good friends. Why? Because it's in this nice Aquarian energy. And that goes very well with your energy. So a Mercury retrograde is not always negative. It depends on your individual chart, of course. And in general, this is quite good energy for the Aries person, because there's a lot of activation and a rethinking of your connections. If you're doing something with networking, with internet, with connections with people, like-minded people, it's going to be a very busy month for you, because the 11th house is that kind of social house. And also it's the Sun in there, Venus in there, so quite some activity, also a new moon in there, so maybe establishing new friendships or establishing new connections around the 20th, because there is this new moon. So in January, this is a very nice energy for the Aries person. There's also things that you probably are going to, because it's also the house of aspirations. What do I want to do for the future? You might change them totally. You might thought in December, yes, I'm going to start a course, for instance, for a new language, and then you say in January, no, I'm not going to do it, or the other way around. So there are shifts in your goal settings, and it suits the time of the year a bit, I think. So that won't be that bad at all. Now the tension that's going on for all of us, but for you is not that important, because you're not a mutable sign. So the mutable signs will feel mostly a bit of a tension there. Is a Saturn-Neptune square. So there is a Saturn-Neptune square at the moment. And Saturn is about, so Saturn and Neptune don't understand each other. Saturn is about, I'm Mr. Reality, I am with the feet on the ground. You can't do this, this is too difficult, you need to work hard. And the Neptune is saying, oh, I'm in another world, I am, this is fantasy, I have a vision, and I have it all sorted out in my mind, in my vision, but not in this world. So you see, those two are not understanding each other, and certainly not when they're squaring up to each other. Now, in a natal chart, this means, this connection between Neptune and Saturn means a person that has the potential to make their dreams come true. And so it is with this square. During the month of January, there's something, and you as well, that you have a dream of, that you are a desire, because your ruler is involved here. I'll explain in a minute. You have a certain desire, but it seems like so far away. And it seems like the planets are saying just keep on trusting and keep on doing what you need to do day by day with the best intention that you have. This is in a nutshell, because Mars, your ruler, is in the 12th house, in the house of Pisces, just before Aries. This is not an easy house. And it's not easy because Mars wants to go forwards, it wants to do, it has not patience, and the 12th house is just a bit behind the scenes. It doesn't want things to be too realistic. You know, it's very dreamy. It's a dreamy house. It's an unconscious house. So you could be a bit in the mist there. But whatever it is, there is some longings that you have, you as an Aries person. It could consider a lot. It could consider work, could consider a relationship, whatever it is for you. There is some longings and desires that are dancing between, yes, I can do it, I see it, I have a view, I can do it, I can manage it. And then the other side, the other day, you can say, I will never ever reach out for that. You see, that's the energy of, yeah, I can do it, it's possible, I trust, and then I can't do it. Whatever you are going to do is very difficult to say in these general horoscopes. That's why I use some attributes here to explain it a little bit better. Let's say that you are a person that is very fiery, very Aries-like, the typical Aries person. So the person that is doing, and forcing things to happen. So the red energy. Then you need a bit of more, go to the Neptunian energy. And if you are a man, you don't have to use this jewelry, of course. You can just use purple colors in your clothing, or using a purple piece of paper in front of you at your desk, for instance, when you work. Or if you're a woman, you can use purple jewelry, which is like, this stone is amethyst, and this is actually the stone of Neptune and the stone of the Piscean, and this is saying let go, trust, don't force things, let things happen as they have to happen. So probably most of you Aries people will have trouble with the Neptune. So then a good thing is, wear one of these. You know, if you don't believe in it, just try it out, or wear some purple. If you are that kind of unusual Aries person, who has a lot of Neptune in their chart, and this is possible, who has a lot of water signs, then you probably lack courage and bravery to do something that you want to do for such a long time. If that is the case, you need to go to Saturn energy and Mars energy, which is the root chakra. This is the highest, seventh chakra, the connection with the divine. And this is the root chakra. This is the red color that grounds you and that gives you bravery and courage. And this is the stone, in my language, is jaspis, but that's for those of you who are Dutch. But this is jasper, I think it is called. And this is a stone that is very fiery and very stimulating, courage, bravery. So if there is something behind the scenes that you have been wanting to do for ages, try this, or use red. It really helps. Don't wear black. Don't wear black. That will drag you down. But if that is the case, that there is some longing, because Mars has to do with longings and desires, and you can't seem to figure out how you're going to do it, just with those little steps, this can help. This might help. If it's not helping, it's surely not damaging. And so this is a little, it has to do with something that, you know, the conflicting energy. One day you dare everything, the other day you are like, you know, you don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. But for you, it has to do with things that are a bit hidden, longings that you haven't been speaking of, even not even till friends. And it can also has to do with your state of mind, your belief system. So there might be some shifts happening there with Saturn there. That's not easy because a lot of people, they don't shift their belief system so easily. That's, you know, belief systems are rooted in our upbringing, and we're not going to change a belief so quickly. But with you, with certainly the upcoming year, there will be some things that are going to shift when it considers your belief systems, and that can frustrate you a little bit. But as I said, this tension is just temporary. Next month it will be something else. And remember, the Aquarian energy is very, very positive for you. So, thanks very much, you Aries people, you lovely Aries people, because so many Aries people are writing me comments or subscribing or sharing the videos. You know, it's the doer between all the signs of the zodiacs or ordering readings. Thank you so much for your support. I really need it, because, you know, otherwise I can't keep on doing these if there is not just a tiny little bit of support. You understand what I mean? And thank you for that, and keep on doing it. Keep on sharing, keep on subscribing, and so on. Thank you very much. I wish you a very, very interesting January. Very good month. Bye-bye. See you next month.